Ayo. Yeah, I'd like to say, guys, I'm really happy with my statistics on YouTube. So my main following has gone from India, which a shout out to India always, man. You guys in India really watch my channel and I appreciate that. But it's actually converted to the Philippines and the Americas, the United States. So that's telling me that the US expats and local Filipinos are watching me build my vanilla orchard. So that means they're showing interest, you know. So I'm really excited. That's all I really want from YouTube, you know, and I am not monetized, so you guys know, you know what to do. Buy my crew a beer and they really appreciate it. That in there is actually perfect already, guys. See, we can put poles in there, see how pretty that is? And they're gonna just go in there and try to run the kings out and just keep doing this, and them kings will leave. They don't like people, guys. So hopefully hopefully nobody gets injured in that. But yeah, really satisfied with the way the channel's maturing to US and Philippines main viewers. Now Australia's a big one too, because like on my lives I really get a lot of support from Australia. Norm Stone Cold, and there's one other one, Norman from, he's actually got a relationship up in Samara, the island north of me. But Norm, Stone Cold, and Darren are my 3 supporters for this month's Buy Me a Coffee so far. But we don't quite have enough, so we might go into the if I can get a few, you know, off my next videos, then we'll have enough to buy the crew a beer. And maybe the first week of next month is my hopes. But yeah, that's all that's for the crew. Actually, the whole channel's for the crew, guys. This isn't, I have enough income outside to sustain my life here. I mean, I could actually be on a beach somewhere, sitting there sipping a pina colada or a tequila sunrise or something, and just doing nothing. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay busy until I'm no longer here. So I married a gal from here, and I want to sustain a living before I leave. So before I head upstairs and actually see it sustain a living, because my biggest fear is, you know, I spent a substantial amount of money here, and my biggest fear is, you know, when I pass away, she has to sell it all, and she doesn't. You know what happened? I want this corporation to thrive and have a nice sustainable income for her and our crews, because they are shareholders. You know, my little investment is I can't remember what we paid for this, but I just want to make sure it's sustainable. You know, it sustains the income for the crews and for the, I mean, we got it all, man. I mean, look at this beautiful land. We got all this to plant, you know, and they can have their little plots. Everybody can have one of them, you know, and you know, that's like my little plot. And there's enough room here for everyone to have a plot, you know, a plot of land. We got the water well over there. We're going to have the water system. We're going to have 2,000-liter tanks up there of storage for water. We're going to have 2 booster pumps. One here somewhere, probably right in there. One there where the blue barrel is, maybe a little higher. And then the next one will be the holding tank. Start out with 1,000 liters on the top, and what we'll do is we'll just keep doubling, even tripling it. So we could actually, by the end of next summer, have 3 1,000-liter tanks up there. But the problem with getting, you know, we could buy a big giant tank, but how are we going to get it over here? So there's just no way, man, to get it over here. I mean, I told the guys, until we get power, we're going to put a generator in over here rather soon. So I asked them, well, can you run that welder on a generator? I have a diesel generator that I can put over here already. And they said, yeah, we can run the welder. Well, that means we can build over here off the generator. So we can pack steel in. And you guys know how I am about rebar. Love it. I love the way the Filipinos can just about build anything out of raw rebar steel. So yeah, that's just another plus. They're like engineers, hard knots engineers, man. They can build anything out of just rebar. So I wanted to really go over and do one more transfer. This came out of the nursery. It's getting shooters on it. See the shooter? There's a shooter. And I think there was one up here, wasn't there, Jerson? Yeah, there's a nub right there. These are called nubs or nodules here, nubs and nodules. So I really wanted to go over one more time with you guys how to transfer these. So when you come in, it's going to have all the leaves on it. We don't have any scissors. I didn't bring my scissors, but it's okay. I can pinch it off. So these top 2 or 3, you cut to 1 inch. Now this is a revived orchid, so it was dying and we revived it. So, and then the bottom 2 or 3, you cut to the base. So I will just use my fingers and tear that off to the base. See how I did that? Now I should have cut that, but I really want to give you, thanks, I really want to give you a picture perfect transplant. So yeah, hold on. Oh, that one's got one on it already. We got to find a pole. Here's a big fat pole over here. We'll go over here, guys. This big fatty over here. And we'll pin him. So the main thing when you get him, guys, is you get these ends got to be dry, and they probably are going to be wet when you get them. So what you do is you trim off your these ones to the base, first 2 or 3 nodes, and then you cut a couple off. So what you're left with is the middle of the plant. Okay. Now these they do root. I was told to put them in the ground. That's totally wrong, guys. They do root out the first node. You see that? That's rooting out the first node, but they root out these nodules. So theoretically, if you can get 3 of these nodules on the ground and then tip it up, so what I try to do is I try to put it in like a J form, like that, on the pole, and then you have 1, 2, 3. See, 3 places that they can root. There. Now this stuff's acidic, so that's why the bugs don't like it. It will burn you. So there's acid in here. So if I was to cut this and put it on my skin, I'll get an acid burn on my skin. So let it be known that this is acidy. So when you get them in, they got all of them. So you do your cuts, and then you hang them upside down for 2 or 3, 4 days until these ends dry. Once the ends are dry, then you're ready for this stage. So what we're going to do here, root. 3 different roots. What we're going to do is we're going to put some moisture on that where we want it to root. So he's going to lay them. Jessica's been doing a great job with that. I'll help him a little bit. Yeah, you can go split one like that maybe, huh? See how that's sticking out of the ground? This might root, it might not, I don't know. Here you go, sometimes I go, I'll put them like this even, or like this even. Go ahead and tie this one up, You got your zip tie still? Just tie this one at the top. So this is a picture perfect. Get it? Now in a month and a half, we have 800 of these coming. So you guys will be pros. So there you go. The picture perfect transplant on our well-engineered orchid pole. So thank you very much. Later. Okay guys, I'm back. Okay guys, Wild Wild West. This is the Wild Wild West. Like I said, where were we at here? Yeah, Wild Wild West Leyte. Yeah, I'm one of the few that it's able to survive as long as I did here. Now Tim K was from was from Southern Leyte, but as you know, he didn't make it here. He left. Now, it takes a lot of patience, man, in the wild, wild west. Look at this, guys. Look at this work, man. Look at how beautiful that is. Right on down, Jessica. These people really do a good job, guys. Once they understand it and they understand what you want, they will do it right. That's one thing I can say. Now, this is the first probably 300 poles out of the first 500, and we're just going to keep expanding and expanding this plot, so you know. But yeah, Leyte, you come here, you better be prepared, because there's everything from to everything. But I will say, once you get in here and you become part of the crew or part of the clientele of people, or you're, like I said, you're never going to be a local, but once you get in here and you fit in, God willing, it's amazing what these people will do for you and how hard they'll work. They'll work their asses off for you, and you make them a part of the team too. You make them just like this orchard. They're going to all be shareholders of every penny of this orchard, so they're going to make money with you, you know, and they're happy with just a little bit of money, you know, out of it. I mean, it's a lot of money for them, but a small percentage of your corporate dividends are going to go to them, and then which is a lot of money for them after your project's finished and you've realized income. So, but yeah, Leyte is the wild, wild west. So I got tourism down on my list, as far as tourism down, and then I got on my list, I got own worst enemy. Now, the thing with tourism is they did kick out a lot of the Chinese and a lot of China because of the scams and the shams and the military. You know, China was kind of butting in on the military, you know, and kind of stealing secrets and whatnot. So a lot of your transition is Western culture in, China out. So you're seeing a lot more Westerners and a lot more military, westernized military in here now, and a lot less China. But I say own worst enemy because the numbers are way down. Well, why is the numbers down? Well, scam after scam after scam, and then they're all on YouTube, you know. So all, you know, they're advertising these scams, you know, everything from a taxi scam to an overcharge on material, and it goes on YouTube, and people see it. So basically YouTube is being the advertiser for all the scams and the shams, and people don't want to be a part of that. So, and I don't see it ever stopping. Like I always say, this country is a pay-to-play nation, and it's corrupt. And unless you can learn to deal with that, don't even come here, man, because I say there's loopholes in everything. So, you know, just like if I was to buy this netting in the 2 towns on Leyte that I'm near, I would pay double. Well, what's your loophole? Online shopping. So we buy it online, and it's good heavy net, and I'm sure it's out of China, and we save double, you know, on this netting. So we pay about half as much for this, for these big, they're coming big rolls. You know, there's some things like steel you can't do that with, like the steel. So you find a good supplier or a good hardware store, you know, and you stick with that one hardware store. If you're bouncing around buying stuff, you know, like materials from different hardware stores, you're going to get shammed and scammed, because you want to find that good, honest supplier, and we did, but it didn't come overnight. It took about 6 years. And we were actually getting shammed from this hardware store. They were paying our contractors a percentage of everything they purchased at the hardware store for the house build. And you want to talk about money, you know, oh, this guy got scammed out of 20,000, blah, blah. My whole house project, I got shammed out of probably 500,000, half a million pesos. And it was payouts to the helpers, to the contractors. So, yeah, we all make mistakes. We all live and we all learn by our mistakes. So don't feel bad if you make a mistake. They're cleaning. They're doing a lot of cleaning. We got some new hatches of cobras. So they've been finding some small cobras. So they started cleaning and burning, trying to get them cobra taken care of, because we don't need a bunch of baby cobra running around here biting everybody, and then we're going to be losing help. So, but that's on my list, guys. Oh, business. I got business here, guys. So business is, don't, I looked way, way, way outside the box, guys, to start this vanilla farm. Now I could have did okra or bitter melon or something else, but it just isn't, there's just no money in it. So the money is in, I found money in this, and I'll tell you what, it's not here, guys. It's going to take exporting, it's going to take licensing, it's going to take shipments, it's going to take a processing plant, but we got a good start. So we can turn this little fortune into a master fortune. So you know, so business, like I always say, no sorry stores. No, don't do business, man. Do farming. You ready to rock and roll? Okay, I'll catch you on the next clip. Look how professional I am, guys. I got a book. So I just wanted to chat with you guys a little bit. You want to do a walkabout, or you want to just have me sit here? Probably be more interesting if I walk. We'll just walk through the orchard, and I'll take my little book of notes, and I just have some topics here I'd like to chat you guys about. If you're thinking about retiring in the Philippines, or kind of do's and don'ts, man, to kind of help you along. I'll just start. I'll start sitting, guys, if you don't mind, because I can't get around. I got a big black bee here gonna attack me. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. So anyway, I got first on the list is racism. So I was asked on one of my live streams, is there racism here? I'd say no. I'd say there's some hate here, you know, but as far as racism goes, it's not any one race here. It's more or less foreigners, you know. If you're a foreigner, then you're not gonna ever be a local here. Just put that in your head and put it in there deep, because as much as you think you might be a local, you're never gonna be a local. You're always gonna be a foreigner or a guest. I always say I'm a guest. I'll only ever be a guest. But it's not just one. It was some Indians asking me from India, is there racism in the Philippines against India? I said, no, not really. It's more or less a foreign thing. So you're going to be treated differently. Some will treat you better, and some will treat you worse when you're a foreigner. Like that vlogger Jim, he's a pretty beefy dude, man. He had bad luck, man. Now I wouldn't say every guy's gonna have that luck, but he just dumped more money and more money and more money. He tried everything. All my don'ts, you know, like don't start a sorry story, you know. Don't do this, don't do that. He hit about every don't on my on my list. So, but Jim's had a hard time. But since then, I think he's going to Cambodia now, and found Cambodia more friendly than the Philippines, and I don't blame him, because it takes a special breed to make it over here. I've been over here for 6 years. There's a pretty good sized communication gap here, whether they can understand you, but they don't really know the pronunciation and meaning of what your dialect is. So don't expect them to understand even simple tasks when you tell them, hey, I need this, this, and that, and they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, and then you'll come back and it'll be like 100% what you don't want. So, and it doesn't matter if you want something done, do it yourself, or just bird dog them, just hang over them, you know, check in with them like time and time again. I call it bird dogging, but yeah, just really close supervision, and they'll do it. They want to please you, you know, like on your construction jobs and whatnot. Problem solving is really up to you, the owner or the operator, as far as that goes. They tend to create more problems if you want to solve a problem. So just like we did the pump yesterday, they replaced the capacitor, then they blew the pressure switch because they had the valving wrong. So that's what I mean. I mean about bird dogging projects. You gotta really oversee it. Now, problem solving, just jump in there and help them. You know, help them solve the problems, and then bird dog them or supervise the job. You know, after you've got it figured out. It doesn't matter if you draw it out, if you take pictures or whatever. They're still going to do it their way. They got this thing here. It's their way. It doesn't much matter what you say, unless you're standing over their shoulder and you're not, no, I want a T right there in that line. You know, they're going to do it their way. So I really wanted to throw that in there. Cost of living is about 33%. I'm going to walk around, guys, so I don't bore you. So the cost of living here is about 33 to, on most stuff like food and whatnot, rent is about 33% of what you're going to pay in a Western culture. So say if you're going to pay 300 here for rent, that's going to get you what 900 buys you, you know, in a small town in the West or something. Now I realize California and New York and Chicago and all them places are asinine rent, like 3,000, you know, but you know, on an average, I'm not saying any one place as far as that goes. Now this island, Leyte, I call it the Wild Wild West because it is the Wild Wild West. There's not many foreigners here. I know of one down south right now, South Leyte, but as far as full-time expats, there's really none here. So I will catch you on the next clip and we will continue on with that.